It's engine time here at Drive Aspect. We're going to get the V8 in the 944, but before we do that, we're going to have to get the rest of the engine bay stripped out, the interior stripped out, because there's going to be a lot of cutting and a lot of welding to get the subframe in, the suspension in, and then the big V8 in also. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the engine out the way. We're going to get a nice little helper here. He's going to get the forklift, remove the engine. We're then going to lower it down, because I want to show you what we've done at the back end, and then move to the front end really quick. So that's getting put out the way. We do not need that for a long time, because first we need to get it down and start chopping stuff up. So underneath, we have put prop shaft in. This is roughly 350mm too long, so the engine sticks out here. We're going to have to get that chopped down, most likely a bit out this section and a bit out the rear section, re-welded, rebalanced, and probably a new bearing put on as well. My plan of action, not like I've looked at it so far, is we are going to chop this out of here and then chop the legs off there and there. We're going to try and keep the wings and the front still intact, so we've got the exact shape and size. We will need to brace it because there will be a lot of flexing once I chop through these chassis rails. I will reiterate, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, but we're going to lower it down. I want to show you the back end, show you how it's sitting on the floor, move to the interior, move to the engine bay, and then we'll start talking from top where we can do that. All right, so obviously I've mocked this up, put a bit of 8mm bar down to get a true size from there to the end of the gearbox. Now we know that it's massively too big. We're going to take this off, lower the car, show you where we are with all that stuff. Got it held up with a bit of cable tie for the time being. We're going to need to take that off, push that through there, but we'll do that later on. I'll probably forget to do that and try and pull that out as well, and it'll be still attached to the car because I've only got one brain cell and I can't multitask. Right, let's go. Just checking that that's clear of that. Right, so 944's back on the floor. We've cut the arches out to make way for the wheels. As it stands, that is sitting on maximum height now. That's the clearance we've got. I'm probably going to put an extra 10mm worth of tyre tread on, taking up like a 75 or an 80 tyre wall, and then going to drop the suspension on the coilovers by around about 15mm just to bring it down. So that gap probably is going to be halved. We're then going to reconstruct the inner skin, get rid of some of the rust, and then it's going to have probably a little wheel arch flare going on the outside, which will follow down to the side skirts, and another little wheel arch flare on the front. A lot of work until we get to that stage. The back end, which you would have already seen, we've got the gas shock top mounts there all welded in nice and solid. We're now going to move throughout the vehicle, get everything stripped out, ready for the cutting. Now if we go to the engine bay, and also look down the side profile of the wheel, the spacing's lovely where I want it. I might, depending on the wheel arch flare that we're going to be putting on there, might put a 15mm spacer to bring the tyres out a bit more. We'll not know till the last minute. If we can get to that stage, I'll be very happy. But the big problem is obviously the space. I think we're around about 150mm short on the width of the engine. For viewers, to make it easy so you understand, if these chassis rails started here on the outside point, the engine bay would probably fit in, but it doesn't. And because of the suspension on this, it's a lot more complex to what this was. The plan is to cut, like I said, underneath, up through here, off, down and off both sides. So basically all of that is going to be open space. We're most likely going to have to modify the tunnel inside there, make that a little bit bigger to allow the gearbox linkage to come through, and obviously the manual gear stick to come out inside the vehicle. So let's get all this taken out, fully stripped, then we'll start cutting. There is a few days worth of work in this, but once this is empty, we can get the cuts made. I reckon there's about a full day's worth of cutting on this, get it jigged up, then I want to be left with my true space to fit the engine. The engine's going to have to go in and we're going to build around the engine, because the subframe, which is over there, has got to go on, the wishbones have got to go on, engine's got to go on top of the subframe, get lifted up. That's going to tell me where it's sitting in there. The crucial measurement for us, it was a bit easier on the back with the rear subframe, is the height. Obviously we want them sitting at the same height. We have got a little bit of adjustment on the coilovers, but I want them in line pretty much. So I might need to measure the drop for the subframe to make sure it's in line with the rear subframe. that's where we're at with it. This is, in my opinion, the biggest task in hand of getting this in here, because it just doesn't fit anywhere. We are going to make it happen. We've had the doubters out there, we've had people come in going, look, get rid of the engine, change it, put an American block in it like everyone else does. I went, no, I want the challenge. I want this to be the world's first Porsche 944 RS4 with 444 brake horsepower, and also, if we can, because I don't know yet, 4-wheel drive. World's first. Let's get into it. So a quick update on the front end strip off before we can start cutting. Headlights are out, as you can see down there. They look complex when they're in there, but they're pretty easy to take to bits. Make sure you don't lose any bits, pivot points and stuff. That's all unbolted. We've then took this off, which is a bit of a nightmare. There's 2 bolts under here, 2 bolts under there, a bolt either side, and then some self-tap bolts here. There's also a bolt that's tapped into the wing. That's one of the main bolts, so you've got to get into a tight space. Cameraman, come on up in here. You've got to get your socket, 10mm socket in there to take that bolt out. But this should lift off now, he sees. A little bit of wiggling. Come on. There we go. So, bit of a sad day because that's the original Porsche badge getting removed. It will go back on. So I want to keep that badge because it's a bit weathered, but it was put on when this was built, so we're going to keep it. Obviously everything's going to get repainted, but we're going to keep that nice and safe to go with the rest of the parts we're keeping. But it's opened everything up now just so we can start cleaning and marking off where we're cutting. I've had to get a hoover in here because it was full of trees. So I've given it a quick hoover. I'm going to give this a wipe down, and then I'm going to roughly masking tape off where I'm wanting to cut. We're going to try and keep this bit intact. We might have to sprag the top, which means in engineering terms, put a brace across. And when I start cutting that and this, it's going to start wanting to twist, because anything that's been welded and you chop into it is going to spring and move because of the tension that's in it off the welding and the heat and everything else. We don't want this to move too much. We want to keep the front end original, so all the original parts, including the pop-up headlight, go back on as normal. So it's key that we do a bit of preparation work to make sure all the sizes are correct when we rebuild it back up. But there's not much left of it now on the front. There's the blow matrix set up there. There is the wiper motor there for the 2 wipers. Fuse box, so once we pull the wiring loom through, we'll take the whole fuse box out. And then we're going to take off some of this heat shield here around the tunnel. A couple of the heating pipes, so they're the pipes that'll blow hot and cold into the cabin. And then that little fella there is for your brake servo. So when you put your brake paddle, that pumps the fluid into the brake servo, distributes it throughout the braking system, which we don't have anymore. We took it all off. So, quick clean up, masking tape, get rid of as much as we can of the wiring, so we're not going to get that cut damaged or on fire. And then we can plan the cut, because this is a lot more dangerous than the back one, because once we cut, there's no going back with it. So I've got to make sure everything's right. And the plan I've got in my head is actually going to work after I've cut it. So it'll be no good if we cut this and then something doesn't work. But as it stands, the Porsche badge is off. It will go back on, but when it goes back on, it's going to be a total different animal. So, as you've seen, we've stripped everything out of the engine bay. We've took the wiring loom from the engine bay to where the fuse board would be. The next stage is to pull this through here and then out through the passenger footwell. We've also marked up where we're going to be cutting. So I've ran some inch masking tape over this, which was green, but then I've spray painted it, because when I do come to do all the cutting, the masking tape will start to come off. So I want a painted line to make sure that I get a symmetrical cut from left to right, to make sure it's nice and equal. I don't want one side bigger than the other. I am going to be moving on to the cutting stage, which is probably my most scariest stage of the build, but we need to get this out so we can get the engine underneath, raised up, and check how much space we haven't got to remount them top mounts for the front suspension. So let's crack on with the cutting. Well, let's make sure we don't destroy this beautiful classic car. I look like a whack-a-mole. Whack-a-mole. It's all right, man. All right, now you. So the stiffeners are in because I have cut down the bottom, up this arch, the same on that side, and there's a lot of flex going on. What I've had to do is cut this first, then brace it to make sure I can get in for the cuts. The next cut is going to continue up here, then we're going to come down, and then we've got the big deep cuts through all the chassis rails there. And then roughly where this mark is here, we're going to come across, cut that off. So hopefully when you come back to this, I should have that in my hand in one piece. That's the plan. We can't cut any further. Cameraman, come in here. We can't cut any further up here because we need to keep these two fixings, because that's the fixing on the bar for your pop-up headlights. We don't want to interrupt any of them measurements inside it. Also, we don't want the car spraying out or in, because when we put the bonnet down, it's either not going to fit or there's going to be massive gaps. So now you try and keep the outer structure as sturdy and rigid as possible, and we cut all this out to start putting the subframe in, which we've still got to build up. But as now we've started cutting, I can't really go back. I don't think I'm going to get it wrong. I think this is what we need to do to get the engine in. I'm over egging it to give us more room than we need, but we can always build back from that. So fingers crossed, the next time you tune in, depends how quick I work, we'll either have this one off and in my hands, or both of them will be out, and we'll have one massive hole in the front of the car, and that's when we'll know if we've cocked it up or we're onto a winner. I'm not convinced myself yet, but we've got to get it cut out, we've got to see what mess we made, and we've got to get that big lump under and up to see if it fits. So yeah, probably is the biggest part of the job, scariest part of the job so far. I'm pretty sure there's going to be plenty more of them, but as it stands now, grinders are out, we're cutting it off, and we're either going to wreck this classic or we're going to bring it back to life and give it an absolute massive boost of power with a V8 4.2 RS4 engine. As promised, it's off, it's in my hand, inner arch, chassis rail, cut, both sides, on the floor. We have, come here cameraman, we have now got a big ass hole in there. Next thing is, will this go in? I don't know, but if you want to know, next episode should have this up in the air somewhere to see if we can get it in. If we can't get it in, we've totally wrecked the Porsche 944, but I'm confident, as I am with everything, that it will fit with a lot of fabrication and messing around. Just going to go in and up like a glove. Tune in next episode to make sure we can get this engine inside the 944 world first.